You know that sudden, cold dread you get when a sink just refuses to drain? Or even worse, when you flush the toilet and the water starts slowly, menacingly rising toward the rim? Yeah, we have absolutely all been there. It's that universal panic of a surprise plumbing nightmare. But what happens when the standard plunging and snaking just don't work, and the plumber turns around and suggests running a camera down the line, for a pretty hefty extra fee, of course? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to dive right into the data together to figure out if a video drain inspection is actually worth the extra cash or if it's just an unnecessary, overpriced add-on.
Because look, it is completely natural to be super skeptical about paying for an inspection. I mean, you want to pay for a fix, right? Not an underground home movie? And that's exactly the question we need to answer. But as we dig into the material today, you'll see that the true value of the camera isn't actually the footage itself. It's all about the decision-making process. The fundamental question you really have to ask yourself is this: when does seeing that footage change your repair decision enough to justify paying that upfront price? If the camera doesn't change your plan, well, it's a total waste of money. But if it does change your plan, it could literally save you thousands.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the cost of uncertainty. To really wrap our heads around this, we need to totally shift how we think about plumbing expenses. And what's super interesting here is this specific concept: the cost of uncertainty. The data makes it crystal clear that simply guessing the cause of a plumbing issue can actually be way more expensive than taking the time to properly diagnose it. Think about the repetition for a second. When your basic troubleshooting, like plunging or a quick snake, completely fails, you are flying entirely blind. You might end up paying a technician to snake a stubbornly slow drain 3 or 4 times in a single year, shelling out a couple of $100 every single time. That financial risk of paying for totally ineffective, repeated, or frankly unnecessary repairs just because you can't reliably locate the obstruction or detect the type of damage, that is the very real cost of uncertainty. And more often than not, this invisible, creeping cost is significantly higher over time than just paying the one-time upfront fee of a video inspection.
Which leads us to Section 2. When inspection pays off. So knowing that uncertainty is incredibly expensive, when exactly is paying upfront for a camera inspection a smart, defensive financial move? Let's talk about what could actually be hiding down there in the dark. If surface-level repairs haven't solved your issue, the camera is literally the only way to reveal these unseen hazards. And we're talking about some serious stuff here. Tree roots breaking into your pipes like some underground horror movie monster. Decades of rock-hard fossilized grease buildup from long-forgotten Thanksgiving dinners, or maybe entirely collapsed sections of the line, displaced pipe joints that have completely shifted in the soil, or severe corrosion just eating away at the metal. You simply cannot fix a collapsed underground pipe with a standard wire drain snake. If you try, you are just throwing money down the drain, literally. Identifying exactly which of these severe culprits is causing the blockage is step number 1 in making a smart financial decision.
And this perfectly illustrates why those hidden culprits actually matter so much to your wallet. One of the biggest red flags we found in the data is recurring drain problems. If the exact same sink or toilet backs up repeatedly, you are stuck in what we'll call the recurring nightmare. You are repeating short-term fixes instead of targeting a durable, long-lasting repair. An inspection completely changes the game here by finally identifying the exact pattern. For instance, if the camera shows root intrusion happening right at a very specific localized joint, you can finally stop paying for monthly Band-Aid root snaking. You pinpoint the exact problem and you fix that specific joint once and for all.
Moving right along to Section 3, avoiding the guesswork trap.
Because video evidence isn't just about finding the clog, right? It's really about scoping out the actual severity of the repair to prevent absolutely massive financial mistakes. This is the crucial point, the huge gap between these two extremes. The cost difference between a small, localized repair and a major system replacement can literally be tens of thousands of dollars. Clear video footage acts as the bridge that tells you exactly which one of those is necessary. It shows exactly how severe the damage is and precisely where it occurs. Think about the alternative. Without this proof, a less scrupulous or maybe just an overly cautious contractor might recommend trenching up your entire front yard to replace your whole sewer line, when actually a camera would have proven that only a tiny, localized, 3-foot spot repair was necessary. Basically, the camera keeps everyone honest.
And it goes beyond that. The video doesn't just inform you, it protects you. The power of documentation is a massive secondary benefit outlined in our research. For property owners and landlords in particular, this footage provides crucial leverage. Just imagine dealing with a stubborn insurance company. A documented video report can completely back up complex claims, visually proving the exact cause of a catastrophic basement backup. It helps seamlessly coordinate repairs with multiple contractors who can clearly see the exact scope of work before they even put in a bid. And, maybe most importantly, it provides definitive, undeniable evidence if there's ever a dispute with a tenant or a local municipality about responsibility or prior maintenance. You aren't just buying a look inside a pipe, you are buying indisputable proof. Now let's keep things balanced here with Section 4, when to skip it.
Because to be completely objective as we explore this together, the data is really clear that a camera isn't always the answer. I like to call this the low-stakes rule. You should absolutely skip the camera and save your hard-earned money if the problem is already fully explained and easily resolved. If you have a single, one-time clog, say, I don't know, your toddler decided to flush a hard plastic toy dinosaur down the toilet, immediate camera work is total overkill. The cause is known. No mystery there. It's also totally unnecessary if the plumbing line was recently installed and just needs a straightforward standard cleanout. In these low-stakes situations, start with the inexpensive standard cleaning service. Keep your cash in your pocket.
But, and this is a massive caveat we found in our research, if the issue returns or worsens, well, that is the exact moment the low-stakes rule completely expires, thrown right out the window. If you try the cheap fix, you fish out the toy dinosaur, but the water starts mysteriously backing up again a week later, do not pay for a second cheap fix. The stakes have just been raised, the uncertainty is back, and camera-based diagnostics have just become absolutely essential.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 5, getting the best value.
So let's build all of this into an actual practical strategy. When you do decide the camera is necessary, how do you make sure you aren't getting ripped off? To extract maximum value from that inspection fee, you have to focus on actionable outcomes. Use this quick checklist when the technician arrives. Step 1. Ask them what they expect to find before they even turn the camera on. This sets a clear baseline of expectations. Step 2. Make absolutely sure the final report provides exact location details. We're talking depth and exact distance from the house, and a crystal clear summary of the pipe's condition. And Step 3. Confirm that the camera run will document the full length of the pipe relevant to your problem, not just the first 10 feet. You are paying for a comprehensive diagnostic, right? So make sure you demand the full picture.
Because once you have that full picture, you hold all the cards. You must use the resulting footage as the ultimate basis for your scope and pricing. A good, thorough inspection completely empowers you to compare evidence-based options on your own terms. You can look at the whole menu of fixes. Are we just doing some targeted root cutting? Do we need a minor spot repair? Can we use modern trenchless pipelining technology to just fix it from the inside out? Or is a full dig-up-the-yard replacement truly unavoidable? Because you have the video, you are confidently choosing the right repair path based on undeniable proof rather than a plumber's assumptions.
And that ultimately brings us to the core takeaway of this entire explainer. The true value of a video drain inspection isn't really the fancy technology itself. It's the ability to turn stressful guesswork into a clear, documented plan. It's about finally ending that costly, creeping anxiety of the unknown. So the very next time a plumber offers to run a camera down your line, ask yourself, are you just paying for a high-priced home movie, or are you buying the ultimate weapon against the cost of uncertainty? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay curious and always keep asking the right questions.